I'm going to now show the final game. Oh, quote-unquote game. So, the player in the previous demos had the current lives commented out, or the decrementing the current lives commented out, so he never took damage. So, we'll go back through the game now that you can now take damage. So, high score screen, back to 0, 120, click new game, we can drive around, and if we get hit by this other tank, we get 1 life, and we go back to the screen. We died. I guess, now we can take 50, we'll let this guy, oh, right. So, he died on us, so we got jumped to the next screen with 3 new lives. A lot of enemies over here. We can kill everyone here. Okay, so it's at 150, and I'll just die in the second scene to prove that everything works cleanly. Set a high score of 150. We can play the game again. Right, now we're back on scene 2. You can see everyone tries to chase me. Oh, I hit him. So no points for him. And we got another high score of 330. So as you can see, every time you play the game, you get booted back to this starting main menu. Then you get to level 1, and when you kill everyone, you immediately get booted to level 2. And if you beat that, you get sent back to the main menu. Anytime you die, you get sent back to the main menu. This main menu is just the high score screen and this new game button. Which brings up the idea of the buttons, which is in this UI class now that I have, base classes, which I have a UI object, which inherits from game object, which I know we talked about probably wasn't the brightest idea. And then screen space object is where I just put all the math for putting them on the screen. But then here I have my text, which is the sprite string we saw before, my Orana string, which we saw before, but now we have my button object. So the button object you can now inherit from to make this new game button. New game button is inheriting from public button. And so when you do that, you get this register for mouse click, mouse release, deregister, get max min, max scale pixel height if you never want those. But then you also get a bunch of cool things for updating, setting, and rendering. Also, probably one of my favorite things is with the screen space object, I get the get center of screen, because I like that. For in here, I just set position center full of screen and set scale full screen. And then here's where we do the title screen, which is, here you go. And then the buttons, you do a new game button, which now overrides the mouse released button event to start the next scene. Which is all added for the sake of my tool and my game, even though my tool didn't end up using these. So what the actual button is doing is whenever you create it, it actually quietly, you can do this, sorry, not even quietly. You can register for mouse released, mouse held, or mouse clicked. When it does that, what it does is it quietly contacts this button manager, who's essentially just a observer pattern, where he is talking to the engine, detecting where the mouse is, whether or not it's being clicked, released, or held, and then he calls all the people who are in that area. That's where, again, my math tools have the is point range. That's for this guy. So, left mouse button released, clicked, and process state, and then a bunch of register, deregister, clear. So that's how I'm doing all the buttons on the screen. Yeah, that's just the UI improvement I did.